early. Wow. Hi guys. How's it going? I don't know if you can hear that. My fan is dying on my laptop apparently. Don't know how you could not hear that. Put it that way. All right, so it's time to talk about Mandalorian, Season 3, Episode 7, Chapter 23, The Spies. I think I got all that right. All right. This is the way, BJ Tehran. So yeah, again, this is another great showing from The Mandalorian, in my opinion. The 50-minute runtime was greatly appreciated. And some nice surprises in this one. We got some Beskar alloy armored up stormtrooper type deals, as well as Moff Gideon with his black and his like horned helmet. We got IG-12. I don't know how I feel about that. I have a feeling since they removed IG-11's memory module, I think at some point IG-11 is going to become like the computer on his ship or something. It's going to play him. You're going to get IG-11 back in some form, I think. Using him as a power loader, I'm not sure how I feel about that. It's kind of fun to watch Baby Yoda, or sorry, Grogu, pilot him around with yes and no. That's really great. So yeah, at least he can move a lot faster now. So that's cool. Big Blue going down for the cause. My God, didn't really expect that, but it was also kind of cool at the same time. So can't complain there. The opening part with the pro droid and Moff Gideon and that bitch, I can't remember her name. Interesting. We found out that she had relayed that information to him that the Republic wasn't going to be going to help out Grief Karga, that's his name. Yeah. On Navarro. So yeah, interesting stuff there. Overall, good action though. Lots of Mandalorians doing their thing. Getting to see the Mandalorians that survived on Mandalore. Also interesting, like the pirate ship deal that they had there, and the bringing together of like the two different factions of Mandalorians. I really like the story also that Bo-Katan told, how she did surrender, essentially made a deal with Moff Gideon, and he basically betrayed her again. Pretty great. I'm glad she admitted that to everybody. I don't know why when the monster or the big dinosaur guy came up out of the ground that they decided to steer the ship straight for him. You think you would go a different direction in that regard, but anyway. It's weird though. This is like there's only one more episode, so it's quite an interesting place to leave it. Din Djarin has been captured. He had his weapons removed and his backpack removed, so he is. I think he got taken away by the stormtrooper guys and Moff Gideon. I think that's what happened. It was hard to tell what was going on at the end there, with Big Blue like melting his gun, which is again pretty fantastic. I need a goddamn drink. My throat's killing me. So, anyway, Grogu said yes, and enough fighting. Yes. Hello, Captain. Wanted to say hi, even though I don't watch Mando. Well, hello, Captain Casey Stewart. Fan Geek, all right, now this episode is what I'm talking about. It was really good, yes. Paul, the way this is. Yes. BJ Tehran, All those Star Wars fans freaking out about only 2 episodes left and that there was no way to wrap up the season while advancing the plot are so wrong. LOL, Empire Strikes Back is like only 2 hours. Good point. Car Shep. Good old probe droids. Yeah, I actually have a probe droid right back there, right behind R2. Right there, you can't really see it. It's hiding, but it's Black Series 1. Broken speaker, $2. I thought it was excellent. Casey Stewart, sounds like you need a drink cap. Yeah, my throat's a little bit wonky right now. BJ Tehran, $2. It was great. This has been a very good season. I do agree. I don't know why everybody's saying it's like a bad season or not as good as the other ones. I totally disagree with that. But hey, what do I know? Ozzy says Starbucks paint her ship like this, like her Cylon Raider. There you go. Broken speaker. I think the remaining Mandalorian sun, the planet, were plants. How could they not notice a massive Imperial base was still active? Oh, they think the remaining Mandalorians were plants. I don't think so. You're not necessarily looking for activity like that, and you basically they're moving around trying to survive. So I don't necessarily think that they would be focusing on something like that. Yes, I mean to implement a massive base like that is, what's involved there, but we don't know specifically how that was set up, when that was set up, how populated that area is. Not populated, but like as they travel, how often they go by that area. So I agree with you, and I'm kind of like, it's fine. I did like how the TIE interceptors were stored hanging upside down like bats, essentially. I thought that was kind of neat. But seeing the base was like, damn. Fan Geek, this is the third time Din Djarin has to get saved in this one. LOL, Mandalorian Season 3, the damsel in distress. Ooh. Broken speaker, they said take him to the debriefing room, which I assume is the torture chamber. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't take his helmet off right away when they caught him. Just to kind of stick him in the eye, essentially haha, look what we did. Melted Copper, is there a Disney rule to not use the Empire Bounty Hunters? Where is IG-88 and Zuckuss? It would be cool to see them for sure. Sorry, that fan's starting to bother me. BJ Tehran seems more than likely the armorer who a lot of Star Wars fans think is a traitor, despite Moff Gideon being surprised about the Mandalorians coming together. I can see why people might think she's a traitor, but I honestly, personally don't think she is. It seems a little bit sketchy for her to be a traitor. That's the whole point of a traitor, I guess. But I don't see it personally. I don't think that's necessarily the case with her at all. But I can understand why people might say that. But one thing as well, 30 people here, amazing. 15 likes, not so bad. We can do better though. Hit that like button if you haven't already, and help get those likes up. Mark Lawrence, $2. Mr. Delmar from Spider-Man is now a warlord. Mr. Delmar. Okay. BJ says, I like how they are setting him off Gideon as the antagonist to Grand Admiral Thrawn, assuming he survives the next episode. Yes, I love the mention there. I love also the mention of Project Necromancer, supposedly to bring back the Emperor. They even mention Hux. I forget his rank though. Was it Corporal Hux? But yeah, they're tying in. They're leading up to those movies. So, for better or for worse, just saying. She painted her ship red underneath. Yes, in the skull of the mythosaur, the mark of the same one that Boba Fett has, the skull of the mythosaur, the Mandalorian symbol essentially. BJ said the light cruiser is a great ship design. It's growing on me. It's the right size, easier to understand than an ISD, Imperial Star Destroyer, which is so big every part is small. Yeah, I'm not a big fan, honestly, of the light cruiser, though. I'm going to be honest. But it's not growing on me yet, that's for sure. Terrence Childs, hi everyone from the great state of Maryland. Hello, Terrence. Brett Maverick, I think the Empire Stormtroopers look better than the First Order ones. Yes, 100%. Dalton Sherrod, she did get off the pirate ship right before it went to the Forge. But everyone did. Trying to remember, did she go down there with them? That's my pug, in case anybody's wondering. I can't remember if she went down there with them. Fan Geek, that was a glorious death scene at the end. That dude will be drinking and feasting with the fallen warriors of Mandalore tonight. And all the warriors in Sto-vo-kor as well. Yeah, Big Blue did a fantastic job. And you can see somebody like Din Djarin as like a last stand doing the same thing. I love the Imperial Guards, though, the Imperial bodyguards. They're kind of a cool look, and I love their weapons. Really sad seeing them take him out, though, honestly. But, oh well, it is what it is. Terrence Childs, the blast is still using Prava gas, or they are using something new in their weapons. The blast is still using Pravana gas. I don't know what you mean, Terrence. Love seeing Captain Palion. I'm not sure who that is, so. Jessica Butler, sup everyone? Sup, Jessica? Broken speaker, gotta go. Working on restoration of my new acquisition, the 1974 3.5-ton Chevy truck. Pretty in the firewall to install a new AC system, all ready for the next Trekyards. Yeehaw. Jessica Butler, I liked the Mando episode. Yes, so did we all, I think. So say we all. I have spoken till all are one. This is the way. BJ says, easier to see the turbo laser turrets on the light cruiser. You can see the bridge windows. Looks more powerful. Okay, I'm not a fan of the shape, though. Ozzy, stormtroopers keep missing the target. Just like Khan. BJ, armor is on the way back to the fleet with the wounded and sick. Oh, that's right, too, yes. But that fleet is in danger of being attacked right now by TIE bombers and TIE interceptors, so she's on her way back, but you're absolutely right. Yes, I completely forgotten about that. Okay. That's interesting. I thought for sure she was going to get attacked when she was heading out to the ship, and they were like, she was calling for landing clearance. I thought for sure that she was going to get attacked. Which she still might, so. Mark Lawrence says, Mr. Delmar, owner of the bodega that got blown up by those guys robbing the ATMs with tech from the Vulture. Still drawing a blank. Jessica Butler, so who do you think the spies were, Cap? Well, that stupid bitch at the beginning that was talking to the Imperial Probe Droid is the biggest one. Yes, the episode is called The Spies. I mean, if going back to what a lot of people were saying, if it's the armor, I'll buy that. I'll buy that for sure. I just don't want it to be necessarily. Um, that fan is really distracting, I must say. Dalton Sherrod, Palion was Thrawn's right-hand man from the original Thrawn trilogy, and also the Imperial Remnant after the death of Palpatine's clone in Legends. A cool character, and can't wait to see more. Might have dog issues in a minute. Looks like she might want to do something. Terrence Childs, are they using some kind of new weapon to power their blaster rifles? I don't know. Why would you say that? Did they sound different? Did they look different? I didn't get that vibe. Paul D, easy for an A-Wing or TIE fighter to kamikaze into that bridge of a light cruiser. Well, it's easy for them to kamikaze into the bridge of any ship, honestly. Might be a little warm in here for the pug. So, general consensus, put in the chat right now. Were you guys happy with this episode compared to the other ones? Was this one of the better ones, or do you think they've all been pretty good this season? I kind of want to know, because I've been hearing a lot of things, a lot of negative things about this season of Mandalorian. I don't quite understand them all. I think it's been fine. If this was the first season, I think everybody would be loving it for sure. Yeah, he is kind of a damsel in distress this season, but they're passing the torch on to some other people for other shows and stuff, so I don't know. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. But yeah. Something else I was going to say, but I cannot remember what it was. Let's see. Too soon. Rest in peace, Admiral Fiat. BJ says, I think the X-Wing man from Kim's Convenience and the New Republic Force will show up to investigate the Mandalorians and get in the middle of the orbital battle. I agree. Terrence Childs, does anyone think that a lightsaber crystal can be put inside of the blaster rifle and used as an ammo source? I don't think so. I don't think that's how that works. Jessica Butler, starships have deflector screens. They do. But once those are down. BJ says, I love all the episodes. Me too. Season 3 is great. Jessica Butler says, I've liked this season, the last E. Oh, the last episode was the best. I don't know if I agree with that necessarily, but it was definitely up there as far as, well, runtime for sure. And just cliffhanger, I mean, it's pretty impactful. It's a very moving things along episode for sure. So yeah, it's definitely one of the better ones this season, but I don't know if it's the best. Sean O'Sullivan loved it as much as I love anything Alex Kurtzman does. Wow. B. Cluett, this was one of my favorites. BJ says, Star Wars fans suck like Star Trek fans. Hard to please, yes. Jean-Luc Picard. Hello, Captain Foley. Hello, Jean-Luc Picard. How are you? Dalton Sherrod. Loved it. My only issue with this season is it feels like they made the ending of season 2 seem rather pointless. This season made Gideon's capture not mean as much. That's just always the way it is, though, with sequels and or just shows in general. You kind of undo all the good faith and hard work everybody put into the last season generally. So Dalton says the same way. I think Boba Fett show made Grogu going to Luke meaningless. It was great seeing Luke. Don't get me wrong. I just wish that Luke wouldn't have given Grogu that choice. I think that was rather a silly choice for him to be given. Go hang out with your dad, or you'll never see him again, and you'll train with me and get a shiny new lightsaber. Fuck you and your fucking Jedi ideals. With the whole no attachments. Go fuck off. Sorry, but that's just stupid. So anyway, yeah, I think in general, seeing Luke was good in Book of Boba Fett, but I don't think it was wasted at all. I don't think anything was taken away from it by. Anyway, Paul D is here. Jason, hey Jason. Paul D, this season is okay, but this episode was better than last week's car wreck. See, everybody shits on last week's episode. Well, it's actually split pretty good. A large majority of people hate last week's episode, but smaller minority amount of people actually really enjoyed last one. I really enjoyed it. It was fun. Yeah, the cameos were a little fucking weird. I didn't know what a Lizzo was until that episode. Jack Black is great, but and Christopher Lloyd in that one, my God, man, his acting was not very good or convincing in the role. But hey, whatever. That was cameo overload in that one. I'm a big fan of droids, though. So I really enjoyed that episode for multiple reasons. Ugh. But anyway, yeah, I can see why people think this one's better than last week's. I really enjoyed last week's. If I had to pick which one was a better one, though, I would say this one would be better, obviously. But that's not to say that I think last week's was awful. I really enjoyed last week's. So. Delton says, I couldn't agree more with you more about that. In Legends, Luke learned that no attachment thing was stupid. It is. It's attachment's what makes you strong. Yes, it can influence you in negative ways, such as jealousy and things like that, but it also is super important, and I think the Jedi are wrong in that regard. Jean-Luc Picard, I'm doing well. Can't wait to take back command of my first Federation flagship. Well, there you go. That'll be tomorrow, very likely. So good to see you, Jean-Luc. BJ says the Luke Grogu episode in Book of Boba Fett should have been the first episode of Mando Season 3. It confuses watchers of just Mando. But I'm fine with it as I watch it all. You know what? Fuck the watchers of just Mando. I'm not watching the Book of Boba Fett. I don't like it. Well, then fuck you. You don't get to get in on all the cool shit that all the cool kids know. Yeah, I have no problem with... if you're going to watch one thing, then you don't need to, but if you get left out and you don't understand something, that's on you. I'm sorry. But yeah, I watch it all as well and enjoy it all. So, fuck them. Fuck them. If they don't understand what happened, then that's too bad for them. I don't shit on last week's episode. I just would understand it more if there were, say, 15 episodes or heck, even 12 episodes. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. With only 8 episodes, putting that one in was kind of... Yes and no. Yes and no. I thought I enjoyed it quite a bit. It was kind of a filler episode, but at the same time, not, because it did progress things along with the Mandalorians and her reclaiming the Darksaber and stuff, so... Terrence Childs, I want to watch the Ark tomorrow. Who's watching the Ark right now? Jessica Butler, I didn't know what a Lizzo was either. BJ says, I loved the episode last week. I thought Christopher Lloyd was good, just showing his age. Showing his age for sure, but his acting was also not great. At the end, I forget exactly what he said, but he's like, oh, okay. It just seems like he was just having fun being there, and he knew his lines like 10 minutes beforehand. It didn't seem like he was actually acting. It just seems like he was like phoning it in, more or less. No BB-8. That's fine with me. I don't like BB-8. Melted Copper. Christopher Lloyd is like 90. He should be running for U.S. president than acting. Terrence Childs, what kind of fuel does their Star Destroyers and TIE Fighters run on? I don't know. I don't know the workings of Star Wars as quite as well as I do of Star Trek, so I'm not 100% sure. FanGeek says that was Kathleen Kennedy on the Book of Boba Fett thing that almost lost Filoni. Loaded gasoline. Or leaded gasoline. Jonathan Bell. The Skywalkers keep making questionable choices until they need to be the last minute hero and die. Jessica Butler, the TIE Fighter stands for Twin Ion Drive. Twin Ion Engine, but yes, because Twin Ion Drive would be TID. But yes, Twin Ion Engine, yes. Paul D. Book of Boba Fett was Mando season 2.5. There were good episodes. There were. BJ said, I wasn't a Christopher Lloyd Klingon. It wasn't a Christopher Lloyd Klingon performance. I agree. Yeah, Krug. It was fucking great as Krug, for sure. Definitely wasn't that. B. Cluett. Lloyd's rant about Dooku started to be good, and then, of course, they tased him. Jessica says, yes, sorry. No problem. I know what you meant. I always thought, when I was a kid, I always thought TIE Fighter because it looked like a bow tie. But no, Twin Ion Engine. I think it actually was because it looked like a bow tie. But then they came up with the Twin Ion Engine thing to like be an abbreviation. But yeah. We gotta say though, seeing the TIE Interceptors was great. I love the way they were hanging upside down like bats, essentially, and then even their wings were folded in a bit, and then they popped out and launched. That was really cool. I'd never seen them hung like that before. Wow, they were really hung, if you know what I'm saying. But anyway. FanGeek says, Christopher Lloyd played my favorite villain of Star Trek of all time, Search for Spock. Was not better than Wrath of Khan. He was such a great bad guy for me at the age I was at the time. Yeah, the crew was pretty awesome. Mouth of Copper, it wasn't a Christopher Lloyd Judge Doom moment. No, it wasn't. Hold on one second. Open the door. Get some airflow through here. It's a little bit warm in here. I'm just sad there's only one more episode. So today we got episode 7 of The Mandalorian. Tomorrow we get episode 9 of Picard. Next week we get episode 8 of Mandalorian and episode 10 of Picard, and then they both end the same week. What is up with that? We couldn't have had a little bit of overlap, like a week or two of carrying on Mandalorian. Don't worry, I'll still hang out with you guys every week. One night a week, just at least, to do these late night hangouts. If you guys want. If you don't, let me know. Let me know right now in the comments. You want to see me? You will not want to see me? I can work either way. It's nicer weather now. Probably going to start going for evening walks. So I might do lives evening walk like I used to do. Like my away mission vlogs, as I called them. We'll see. I got to get back in shape. I gotta lose some weight. Get back to walking like at least 3 or 4 nights a week. For an hour, maybe 2. So I'm going to be back doing that at some point. But that's just a different form of live. It's not really just sitting here chatting with you guys. It's out walking. You guys can interact with me as well, but you get to see me on the walk. Get to enjoy my walk with me. Come and be my walking buddies. I don't know. I will be back. Don't worry. I'm not going to be going anywhere. And then we've got, I think, June 7th. I think it's June 7th or 22nd. One of them is when Strange New World starts again, and then we'll be back to the first reaction reviews and stuff. So don't worry, I am not going anywhere. Not that you were worried. I don't think you care. But anyway, regardless. Jessica Butler said, I never thought about how the interceptors were hanging. How does the pilot get in? Well, usually they're on gantries, at least the regular TIE fighters are, where the pilot can crawl in and then it like drops. Those ones, I'm not sure how that would work necessarily. It just looked really cool. Yeah, I don't know. I actually don't know. I'd have to take a look at and see if there is a way for them to get in. I'm sure there is, but Fangeek Christopher Lloyd has gone full circle in the sci-fi world. Star Trek, Back to the Future, Star Wars. He has reached a level that no man has gone before. The Doctor, hey hey, in Babu Freck voice. Bad baby, not squeezy. This episode was awesome. I enjoy listening to your insights. Also, speaking of Picard, the site to reserve IMAX tickets was crashing all day, but I managed to snag a ticket. Ooh, good for you, man. There's nothing near me that is showing it, so they need to show it for more than just one fucking day. They should do it like a month or at least 2 weeks so that people can actually see it. I know that they're showing it the day before the finale so that people can get a sneak peek, but come on. They're missing a trick for sure by not showing it in theaters longer, but whatever. Fangeek, they need like a 2-hour episode for episode 8. Please, God. It's not going to happen. As much as you pray, you're not going to get that. BJ says, looking forward to Ahsoka and seeing more of Sabine Wren's rear end on the speeder bike. Sabine Wren's rounder end on a speeder bike. Yes. Yeah, Ahsoka looks good. I love how they're setting that up too with Grand or Admiral Thrawn being mentioned in this one. And getting those things all tied together. I think this is fucking great. This is really building up to be something cool. And I think Disney is doing a good job with Star Wars as far as the shows go. I know a lot of people are going to lambaste me for that. Obi-Wan Kenobi wasn't good. Book of Boba Fett wasn't good. That's a matter of opinion. So, but anyway. Yeah, I think they're doing good. LOL, bad baby. Those little guys did great. I am loving the IG-12 battle mech suit. I am too. I just wish he had blasters. Like, imagine Grogu firing blasters. Yeah. Jean-Luc Picard, Christopher Lloyd in The Mandalorian, or Christopher Lloyd in The Man and the DeLorean. Wow, that's like the third time I've heard that joke in the last 3 lives. Definitely a man and a DeLorean. Jessica Butler, hey Cap, do you know if I can change my display name so it just says Jesse? Yes, you should be able to. I can just call you Jesse if I remember. But yes, you can change your display name on YouTube. I just not sure how. I've never actually done it, but I see people doing it all the time. So, Sean says, haven't seen it yet. Leaving a like, I'll come back after I've watched it. Okay, Sean, you go do that. It's a long one. It's 50 minutes. I might not be here when you get back. I'm already kind of running out of steam, honestly, and things to talk about. Terrence Child, Star Wars needs a new type of ammo for its weapon systems. Why? Why is this so? Might have to prop my door open. We'll have to see. Yeah, I'm very distracted tonight. I've kind of said all I wanted to say about The Mandalorian, unfortunately, tonight. So, I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about? Looks like Filoni is going to adopt the Thrawn trilogy into new canon, which, if true, is pretty damn awesome. Yes. FanGeek says the Rey movie is getting made by a female activist. That should be fun. I'm no hater, but I'm sure it's not going to cause a lot of YouTube drama right there. Well, it already has. Why would they bring back Rey? I don't have a problem with Rey, honestly. I wouldn't mind seeing these new movies. Apparently there's an image of Rey pregnant. She got pregnant by Kylo Ren's force energy or something. I don't know. But she's pregnant, apparently. and setting up this new Jedi Order. It's going to be 3 films. Like 3 films might be a bit much for that, but I have no problem with Rey coming back. I like Daisy Ridley. You know, she's cute. She can be on my screen as much as she likes. It's fine. I understand why people are upset about the character and the fact that the character will be returning. I get that, but at the same time, just chill. There's going to be a lot of other stuff that you guys can enjoy as Star Wars fans. You don't have to freak out over this one thing. I know that's what Star Wars fans do. I get it, but honestly, come on now. Darren Shells, the book on Throne is better than any movie. Why waste the money and time when they can just go to the library and rent the book? The books are great. Jesse says, I hear you on the going for walks, Cat. Me too. Yeah, I definitely need to do that. I've put on a bit of weight and I'm not super pleased about it, so. Melted Copper, shouldn't Luke appear more in the Thrawn Arch? Winter Soldier can play Luke, but Luke needs to appear more if he ain't dead. Boobs. Boobs, okay. So you want the guy that plays Winter Soldier to play Luke Skywalker. He looks a bit like him. Yeah, I get that, but they're not going to do that, first of all. I think he'd cost too much. It would be great if Luke did make a reappearance. I'm sure he will with Ahsoka and with all this stuff going on. I'm sure he's going to be back, and I'm sure they'll just deep fake him again, which is fine. It's getting better every time we see it. So, Terrence Childs, do you think, given the time and proper resources, Grand Admiral Thrawn can defeat the Dominion? Probably. Paul Hitchcock, Cap running out of steam. Time to rile him up. Hey. How great is Star Trek Into Darkness? Star Hop Into Dumbness? I mean, it's actually pretty fun if you just want a blockbuster popcorn summer action movie. It's kind of fun. It's fun, generic sci-fi. I think the acting's fine. I think Benedict Cumberbatch does a good job as a villain. Chris Pine definitely does a good job as Kirk, like as a fun, hero type. It's actually a fun movie if you take your brain out of your skull for the length of the movie and just enjoy it for what it is and drool at the screen. It's actually pretty fun. As far as a Star Trek movie goes, that's where it loses me and is a little bit problematic. So the gal making the Rey movie did Miss Marvel, I think. I like that show. One of the better Marvel shows, in my opinion. I haven't seen Miss Marvel yet. That's one we haven't watched. Melted Copper, I think Thrawn will team up with the Borg. John Le Picard, might we see a new Enterprise orbiting a planet? Could it be the G or D? The world may soon know. Well, we're going to see the D for sure, perverts. But I would love to see the G. I would love to see what's replacing the F. Terrence Childs, hey Captain, you now have a choice to make whose side of it are you on now, the Empire or the Rebellion? You gotta be on the Rebellion side, right? Although the Empire's got the coolest tech. That's a tough call. I'll say Empire, just to be controversial. Fan Geek, I just was so disappointed with Last Jedi. I named my last son after Luke, although if he played the Jedi Outcast games, that was more of what I was hoping for. Yeah, or even the books, like the Luke and Leia having the twins, and those were awesome books. But Paul D. Sebastian Stan, yes, the Winter Soldier, yes, thank you. I was trying to think of his name, but yes, there you go. Alex Biddle, hello. I'm so worried about Din. They weren't in the sequel. So does this mean death is coming for our favorite Mandalorian? Death or retirement. I was thinking the same thing actually earlier. He could die before, like at the very end of his series. Not this season, I don't think, but the series. He could also just bugger off and go into retirement on some backwater planet somewhere, and be able to come out of and save the day whenever, right? So, Jean-Luc Picard, has a picture of the Foley class. It's supposed to be an orbit of a planet, but it's going from planet to planet. That's pretty cool. Lucky Cantrell, Into Darkness is a good Star Wars movie. Yes. Yes, you're absolutely right. BJ says Into Darkness upset me when Kirk faked the log. Kirk and TOS always found a twisted explanation to justify his actions, and sometimes even Spock agreed with his logic. Jesse says, Kat, are we ever going to see Sylvia again? Well, her name is Sylvia with no Y. It's Silvija. And will you ever see her again? Yeah, she shows up quite often. Well, not as often as people would like, but yeah, of course you'll see her again. Melted Copper, I only care to see Miss Marvel get taken down by Rogue of the X-Men and have it end on a down note like Empire. Jolly Picard is having the Foley class fire at another Foley class. Alex Biddle has joined the channel at the rank of Ensign. Welcome aboard, Ensign. Keep an eye out for future videos where you'll see your name at the end in the end credits, serving on one of our ships, one of the ships of the fleet. Fangeek says, of course, Knights of the Old Republic is the last thing they're going to do, and that's what I am most looking forward to. Dang it. And now the Foley class is shooting at just a rocket ship. Alex Biddle, finally able to join the Federation fleet. It's an honor to serve with you, Captain. I can't wait. Thank you. Well, thank you so much. It's an honor to serve with you as well. Please make sure you check out the Discord server where you can come and hang out with us and chat with us. BJ says, well, it seems as if people in the galaxy failed to notice the First Order, judging from Last Jedi. Maybe Din was in that big fleet in the last film, which I have yet to watch. I doubt that very much that he was there. Jesse says something about Knights of the Old Republic 2, or Knights of the Republic. Fangeek says Dave and Dan that screwed up Game of Thrones was supposed to do Knights of the Old Republic when Disney was like, hell no, you messed up Game of Thrones. General Grievous, the Armorer, and Moff Gideon both have horned helmets. I wonder if she is the other spy. If you think on it, it's a strong possibility the Armorer stayed behind on Navarro on her own to pack up the forge. I like the spiked helmet idea and the tie-in there. That's really good. General Grievous, she tried to keep Mandalorians from Mandalore, saying the world was cursed, etc., perhaps to hide Gideon's base there. Ooh. Ooh. Damn, guys. That's very interesting. There's a new train of thought for sure. Wow. Much respect for introducing me to that one. I like that, guys. That's really good. I want a field of Jedi in a field of Sith coming at each other, Braveheart style. What was your favorite Toys R Us? Was that your favorite Toys R Us or the other Toys R Us? That's my favorite one, the one that's right near my house. The other one on the other side of town is not as good. I should go there one day. I should just do a video like looking at both of them and comparing them, because I think that people might like that. But yeah, definitely glad that there's one right by my house. Ozzy says, I know who's back in the next episode of Picard. He is on the cast. He used to be on Deep Space Nine too. Okay. Paul Hitchcock, the Mando having no role in the sequel trilogy is currently a dangling thread, but I assume that it'll eventually be explained that they were isolated and busy rebuilding. They were isolated and busy rebuilding Mandalore. Yeah, something like that. I'm sure. Or he's going to be living on Navarro, that stretch of land that Grief Karga, was going to give him specifically. BJ said Din and Grogu have yet to watch The Rise of Skywalker as well. Paul D says, here, to Knights of the Old Republic. Terrence Childs, is Luke still holding true to the Jedi Code? In other words, I'm asking a question. Is Luke Skywalker a virgin? Probably. BJ Tehran, you still have Toys R Us? Yes. I've got 2 in my city. One's like 5-10 minute drive from me, and the other one's on the other side of town, about 20 minutes away. Yes, Canada still has Toys R Us. I did a video on the Captain Flight personal channel today where I go on a Toys R Us run for you guys, because I know you guys don't have it, Toys R Us. So, Mason Hoffman, which franchise has suffered more in recent years, Star Trek or Star Wars? Suffered more Star Trek for sure, I think. Jean-Luc Picard, everyone hit the like button. I couldn't agree more. Hit that like button, guys. We got 32 people here and 32 likes. Can we hit 50 likes? I don't know. Also, consider super chatting if you're able to. I've only had a few super chats this live, so if you can't, that's cool as well. I'm just reminding you guys that it exists. Toys R Us is extinct in San Diego, unfortunately. Casey Stewart says, by your command. Paul Hitchcock, the armor having a horned helmet could indicate previous ties and alliances to Maul, and therefore could explain why she'd be working against Bo and would spy for Gideon and the Empire. Pangeek says, no more Toys R Us or GameStop in San Diego. Yeah. BJ says, well, the galaxy is big. Unlike the many theaters of operations of World War II, not everyone fights the First Order in the same place, like how Rebels fits into the original trilogy. Exactly. Melted Copper, I am actually glad they're doing Rey. All this prequel stuff is like terminal cancer. Kid birthday party, since they're clearly not around in the future. So where is this going? They are around in the future. They're in the background. They're not focused on. They're not the small group of heroes that we follow in the movies. I don't understand that complaint. Terrence Childs, I'm glad I don't have Force abilities. This way I can have a sex life. Well, if you had Force abilities and you couldn't have sex, you could still really get innovative with masturbation. That's all I'm saying. Force powers could make that interesting. Alex Biddle, if they do get the D to take on the joined Federation ships, even though a Galaxy class is powerful, would it really stand a chance against the new Starfleet ships? I don't know. I'll have to wait and find out. No Toys R Us and Kamloops. Well, sucks to be you. Captain Casey Stewart just started watching old BSG again. Some of the episodes are fantastic. A lot of them just don't hold up and were never really good. So, General Grievous, last piece of possible evidence. Imperials didn't know how to weave Beskar into armor suits. The armorer did. She conveniently volunteered to fly the wounded Mandalorians back to the fleet. It's a very good point. Those are very good points. Trey Bone says, I've been really thinking about it for the last few weeks. I think the big bad of Picard is species 8472. BJ says, Anakin had sex. If he stayed in bed, it would have worked out better for him. good episode of Mando, yes. It was, and only one more episode to go. I'm going to see how this one leaves off on a cliffhanger. Now, I think, much like Book of Boba Fett had like The Mandalorian season 2.5, I think the same might be said for Ahsoka. I think The Mandalorian will probably show up in that show as well. Just saying. So, watch it. Don't be one of those people like, I didn't watch Book of Boba Fett. What's happening with the Mandalorian and the Grogu? Why is he back? Well, it's well and truly explained in like 2 episodes of the Book of Boba Fett, so maybe you should just pay attention. So go watch Ahsoka. I'm sure that there's going to be a tie-in with the Mandalorian, maybe even Boba Fett as well. Anyway. I've been brushing up in DS9, and I really haven't really watched it since I was a kid. Well, it's worth rewatching for sure. It's much more enjoyable on rewatches. I think old BSG gets a slow start and then gets better from middle to end of season. There's a few rough episodes in there. General Grievous, I hope they don't kill Din. One of the producers said the Mandalorian could mean another besides Din. Who's the spy? Well, that bitch from Moff Gideon's ship at the beginning that talks to Moff Gideon via the probe droid. She's obviously a spy. And also a lot of people are speculating the armorer is in fact a spy. So my hair's all like wild. It's wild and crazy. Yep. Palpatine had sex with his monster face, and he had some moments where I legit thought he was gay. He has some questionable moments. Alex Biddle, I'm definitely thinking the big bad for Picard is either the Borg or the Pa Wraiths. Yes, the big bad for Picard. I did a post about that earlier today. Let's see, what does my post say? Here's my theory. This is what I put on my Facebook. So the big bad in Picard is a Locutus ghost-possessed Borg driving a species 8472 body, working with the Pa Wraiths, who happen to know Armus because he gave them a fruit basket once. Does that about cover it? So there you go. That's my guess. And we will know tomorrow. This is the way. I'm expecting the D to be outclassed against the current fleet, but I expect it will hold its own long enough for Geordi and Data to hack the network and break it, or Jack will force it to stop. Good theory. Captain Casey Stewart, it keeps asking if I want to skip BSG intro, and I'm like, hell no. Yeah, there are those who believe that life here began out there, with tribes of humans who could have been the forefathers of the Aztecs, the Egyptians, or the Mayan, I don't remember. There's some who even believe that right now. I forget how it goes. Oh my God. Who even now battle to survive or something far across the galaxy. The armor was an accolade of Darth Maul. Melted copper. It's the Borg. It's always the Borg and more Borg. I hope it's not the Borg. That would just be stupid. Horned helmet. Yes. Ahsoka could be the Jedi Outcast show we were waiting for, honestly. This is the way. Resistance is futile. Derek says, my theory, Nazis. Been a while since we've had Star Trek with Nazis. It's true. Trey Bowen, I don't think it's the armor. I think it's the Mandalorian who fought the Mandalorian who died at the end. This is the way. Oh, you think it was Big Blue that was the spy? Interesting. General Grievous, thinking Thrawn may kill Gideon. Gideon was trying to take his place, and Thrawn can't stand upstarts. He was bragging about making the perfect Dark Trooper. It would be ironic if Thrawn put him in a Dark Trooper suit, stripped of all identity as punishment. Captain Casey Stewart, the Egyptians, the Toltecs, or the Mayans. Proper Nazis, not a metaphor nonsense. PJ Turan, the issue with the armor being a Moff Gideon spy is her failure to tell him anything about the Mandalorians gathering forces, and she couldn't have rescued him either because she has to hitchhike. Fan Geek says it's those old ass Mandalorians. They LED them right to the trap, or lead them right to the trap. They've been there the whole time and didn't know about this shit. Yeah, I'm cool with the Mandalorian pirates being the spies as well. Makes a lot of sense because, yeah, as somebody said earlier, building a Imperial base there would kind of be noticed, you know, especially to survivors on the planet. So, yeah. Dogs can't get comfortable. I'm just saying. I can't be the only one that noticed this old Mandalorian seems shady. Yeah. He did want to leave and did leave, so I think he is the spy. Now Lola has the hiccups. I'm gonna have to scare her. And Precious is licking the couch. Oh my god. Friggin' dogs, I tell you. What was I going to say? Yeah, so I mean, with only one episode left, I'm kind of shocked actually that it ended the way it did. The ending I found was a little confusing. They did say to take Din away, but it was quite confusing. I thought they might have rescued him and grabbed him and pulled him back through the door. That wasn't the case. It's quite confusing how it ends, honestly. And Moff Gideon just like slowly like Supermaning away like at a very slow pace too. It was kind of like, what the fuck? And then also Big Blue kicking everybody off the edge. You realize that they have jetpacks, right? I mean, for one or two of them that were definitely unconscious, yeah, they're gonna fall. But there was a few. Like the last two, he just knocked off. They were standing. They could literally jetpack back up. You know, just saying. I don't know. One episode left is kind of shocking to me and sad because I don't know how long we're going to be till the next season. I think it was like 2 years to get to this one, which doesn't seem that long, but it is. And please, more than 8 episodes would be nice. Just thank you. Yeah. Anyway, maybe it's just me. I don't know. More episodes would be kind of nice. All in all, though, this was a fantastic episode. 50-minute runtime was awesome. I hate that some episodes are 50 minutes, some are 52, some are like 32. It just seems like a different show at that point. But I really can't complain. I've loved every episode of The Mandalorian pretty much. I'm just really digging this show. All seasons, everything has been great. So more Mandalorians for sure. I just hope we don't have to wait too long. And I think he's going to make an appearance in Ahsoka, the Ahsoka show. So I would say watch that. I don't know what else to say, guys. This was a great episode. Yes, better than last week, but I didn't have much of a problem with last week like a lot of people did, so yeah. Grogu spoke his first words via his Magic 8 Ball suit. I'm not gonna like it if it's the Borg unless they really do it good. Yes, I agree. General Grievous, honestly, they lost a lot of momentum waiting 2 years. That's an eternity in showbiz. Yes. BJ said it's not confusing. Bo-Katan and crew will have to defeat the Praetorians and rescue Jyn. Moff Gideon will have to be confronted. The fleet in orbit, fight, and possibly rescue the others. Sad, so short. Jesse says, Ahsoka. Yes. Well, she puts question mark, then Ahsoka, and then like 5 stars. So, Mog Gideon, yes. Mog Gideon. All right, guys, I think I'm going to call it there. It's been an hour. I'm running out of steam. I'm out of things to say. My throat's starting to bother me a little bit. And I got to film tomorrow morning because who knows what's in store for tonight's episode of Picard. Could be something fantastic, and I guarantee you it will be. So we're going to be busy here over here on Trekyards. So, but yeah, my throat's starting to bug me a little bit, and has been through this whole live actually. But anyway, so there we are. So thank you for watching, guys. Please hit that like if you haven't done so already. If you're watching this after the fact, consider dropping a super thanks. I would very much appreciate that. And if you want to super chat in right now, that'd be awesome as well. But if not, that's also very cool. I just want you to guys enjoy the first reactions. And one more episode to go next week. Join me back here at the same time, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday for the Mandalorian first reaction. And join me here tomorrow night for Picard, Season 3, Episode 9. Vox is the name of the episode. First reaction and hangout tomorrow night as well. It'll be interesting to talk about because I think it's going to be a fantastic episode. So, finally get a fucking reveal because I'm sick and tired of the Jack Mystery Box. I'm just done with it. I don't want to hear Jack Crusher's name ever again. I'm going to be fair. Anyway. I think that's it for now. This is the way. I'll see you guys tomorrow or next week, depending on if you're only here for Mandalorian or if you're here for me or if you're here for... Shut up, General Grievous. But anyway, I'll see you guys later. I've spoken. Bye.